bring the government and the people together to bring about good governance. I'm glad to welcome you to a fresh edition of Infocus. Thank God we are done with the INC chairman on the first phase of their visit. They will come again in the next 2 or 3 months. This afternoon, I'm glad to welcome yet another great Imo son who is passionate about making Imo get to the next frontier. I am glad to welcome the chairman, governing council of Imo State Polytechnic, our own Obulimba, Innocent Ekeh. Welcome to Infocus.
Thank you, Jerry. Let me also say thank you to our Lord Jesus Christ for a day like this.
That's wonderful.
Welcome, my listeners, and good afternoon.
Good. You need to also add your viewers because they're also watching you.
Okay, and my viewers.
Good, because they're watching you from across the globe, having logged on to facebook.com/IBC Orient FM TV, or where they watch you on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter from across the globe. Let me inform us that Obulimba Innocent Ekeh is from Ihia Autonomous Community in Owerri West LGA of Imo State. He is the 6th child of Duru Jonathan N. Ekeh, Duru Chinyerugo, and Lola Juliana Ihe Jihu Ekeh. He attended St. John's Primary School, Ihiagwa, after which he proceeded to the famous Holy Ghost College, Owerri, also in Imo State, where he completed his post-primary education. Thereafter, Obulimba gained admission into the prestigious University of Port Harcourt, where he studied accountancy. He was not done yet. He went further for a postgraduate course in the University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt as well, where he obtained a master's degree in business administration, majoring in marketing. He is a fellow of the Institute of Business Administration of the United Kingdom and Nigeria, FICA. Obulimba is a former House of Assembly member of Owerri West State Constituency, a former Commissioner for Community Government, Culture and Traditional Affairs. He has several awards to his credit, several chieftaincy titles, but I think he treasures the title which brings about Obulimba. Let me inform us that Obulimba, I did say, is the chairman, governing council of Imo State Polytechnic, and is happily married with lovely children. Once again, you're welcome.
Thank you, Jerry.
When we see chairman, governing council of Imo State Polytechnic, it's a big one. I know when you were appointed, and I know that the governor we have today is a man that appreciates diligence, hard work, and excellence. Hence, he said, you must go back there and turn this around for better for more people. But what do you actually do as the governing council chairman?
Well, the governing council chairman is indeed a representative of His Excellency, the visitor to the Imo State Polytechnic.
I see. Now, you've been there for some time, and you've been all over the news. We get excited when we hear news about Imo State Polytechnic. Good news. What have you been able to put on ground so far? Go trying to look at how accountable the people who are working for more people are. Let us know what you've been able to do so far.
Well, there was a break from our appointment, and His Excellency took us back there. His Excellency Distinguished Senator Osuji, Governor of Imo State, he took us back there about our first council meeting in this year. When we got back there in January, took place February, and after then, of course, the COVID-19 and its intervention and delays on the very many things and fronts. But meanwhile, we're busy making sure that we talk to the different units and stakeholders, beginning from the academic board, after several meetings and interfaces with the rectors and acting rectors, and of course the different unions in the school, as well as even the student union government. I met with them one-on-one, and I can tell you I have a good brief of the happenings round and about that place, and that led us to put in place the many policies framework that we direct most of what will subsequently happen to the new Imo Polytechnic of our vision.
I like that, the new Imo Polytechnic of your vision. Yes, let's look at those policy framework. I mean the more like a roadmap. Am I right?
Yes.
What did you frame? What did you bring to play?
Well, firstly, I would like to thank His Excellency Distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, Executive Governor of Imo State. He is the one that emboldened a vision. As you know, it has been in the public domain lately that out of Imo State Polytechnic will be created a University of Agriculture and Environmental Studies. That is in place right now. But going further from there, it is important to mention that the Imo State Polytechnic still exists and indeed waxing stronger and stronger. That leads us to the policies we have laid and us to realize this, because while His Excellency is busy on the ongoing things he's doing regarding the campuses of the institution and other things that are needful to achieving the special things he is doing concerning education in Imo State. It is his vision that education will take the pride of place in the affairs, in the goings on, in the prosperity government that is in Imo State today. We, on our part, are also busy because His Excellency's vision is so tenacious that it's also contagious. We also took a time out to go way out to start to put these policies in place. The core of these policies, I want to abridge quickly, is that the Imo State Polytechnic will now provide, going forward, full-time and part-time course instructions that will, here we will emphasize producing graduates who will be mentored over time.
Okay.
And we are mentoring and teaching them to become job creators, job providers, as opposed to just
job seekers, right?
Job seekers. Two, we also intend going forward to utilize the assets and manpower of the Polytechnic towards self-sufficiency and sustenance without compromising the core mandate and values of our institution. Three, we intend also to gainfully deploy the best abilities that I know exist in our school based on proper SWOT analysis to maximize earnings that shall make our institution a notable contributor to the IGR of Imo State. I want to also break it down because some of these things one will wonder how we intend to achieve them. Very quickly, we have in this vision of the new Imo Polytechnic, we are already harnessing the capabilities that are bound in the school. What we are doing here now is we are making those capabilities of the school more efficient in service delivery. In fact, we have split all of those and captured them in 4 business units. 4 business units, namely the Agric and Agro-Allied Business Unit, the Engineering, Construction and Fabrication Business Unit, Transport Resources Business Unit, and Printing and Publishing Business Unit. The emphasis here is to shift away from the usual consultancy kind of thing, arrangement in higher institutions. Now, in this place, these are going to function like business units in the same Polytechnic. And they are going to be manned by executive managers, people, great minds, great experienced people, great technologies, who in their rights are going to be given a target which they must meet.
Okay.
We also have in this framework that we are talking about, or 3 other things. We may not talk about all of them today. We'll talk about one today.
Okay.
Subsequently,
Okay.
Jerry, I know, will be here again. And
You will need to keep coming because Emolines can't wait
yes.
to hear
So,
good news about our school.
one of it in this park is the establishment of a receptoral center for creators, inventors, and innovators from amongst our staff and students. And indeed, from even outside, we are not shutting out people, great minds outside who have ideas, that we are not shutting them out. So, indeed, this is a clarion call for ideas. We intend by this to seek out, patent-worthy ideas and create products and services from it.
Okay.
Out of that, Polytechnic will become the sole, we keep the patent for the inventor or creator as well as for itself. And many of its...
Is that really possible? You think the state be able to make that work?
It will work.
Time and time again, you see these young men that produce these things, and you only flag them on television. The next day, it's all over. You don't hear about it again.
Because there is no organized system of extracting whatever technology or science that they had used, and actually subjecting it to the process of proper certification.
Okay.
At due time, when we will talk about this aspect in a subsequent sitting, the robust content of this policy will be made public.
Okay, I'm excited. You talked about producing, job providers,
yes,
and not job seekers. That is the bane of our society.
Yes.
Most of those that we, push out there are merely job seekers.
Yes.
They don't provide jobs. If you can do that, I think that'd be wonderful for our state.
Well, it is very doable. And what we have on ground, let me even cut out the rest of the policies that I wanted to read out.
Okay.
Because we are also talking about developing or setting up a seed science and technology center. It has gone far. Let's leave that and go to the main issue we need to discuss today, and that has to do with creating job providers as opposed to job seekers. We have captured this under the program we call Hopeism, a shared prosperity, mentorship, and empowerment scheme. In this arrangement, the philosophy encapsulates the following. First, each of the students is now attached to relevant business units. I've already told you we have set up business units. These business units, we now mentor each of these students on a regular basis in addition to their normal courses of study. This way, each of the students is exposed to experience firsthand what goes on in a typical life business setting. Okay. Going in the same vein, management shall assess and approve the application of such people, because they will be entitled on graduation to apply for startup grants.
Very important.
Yes, on graduation, these students from this mentored in this school under these business units shall apply for startup grant from the school.
That's correct.
Now, when they do, what happens there is that these applications must be backed by or with a bankable business plan. In that, the ideas, the understanding, the dream of that particular student or set of students will be properly put in place. Management will assess this. Sequel to it, they will now either approve or reject. But it is also important to mention that the order of best graduating student or best grades at graduation will be put into consideration. It must be brought into cognizance so that the best will have the first right of refusal. Then subsequently it goes that way. Then again, it is important to mention here that the successful applications shall be funded from a pool of retained earnings of these business units. And the number that business unit is able to accommodate will be decided by the number the pool of funds of retained earnings is able to cover for that particular year. that is not to say that there are other things I'll mention later where we will expand to see how many more we will.
That means we have a second edition of this. As I'm speaking, many Mullahs are watching you from across the globe and they're making comments. I also intend to open the phone line to because I think the long and short of this is that we are looking forward to a station where our school there will be producing job providers and not job seekers. If you can achieve this, other things could be addendum to make it work.
It is important because there is a curiosity that is bound to be expressed. On approval, the release of this fund will not just be in cash, it will be in kind in terms of capital assets, equipment, tools, raw materials, etc., and very minimal cash that will cover the first cycle of production. And after it will the school, the business unit will continue to supervise the new business, over a stated period of time to make sure that they guide them to successfully go through the station period that attends or dies.
This is Infocus. You are having the chairman, governing council of Imo State Polytechnic, Obulimba Innocent Ekeh. Let's open the phone line on 0809 305 7377. Call us. Let's have your contribution. We have roughly 8 minutes to leave. That is why I'm insisting that you have to give us a second part of this interface. Very important, Imolites. Hello there.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, Dr. Osuji calling from Orient.
Dr. Bati, welcome.
Yeah, my doctor, the immediate past Liberian Congress.
Oh, good to have you.
I want to join my voice in congratulating the chairman of the council, our own Obulimba, for the good work he has been doing and the achievements which he has recorded since appointment as the council chairman. I'm particularly impressed by his agenda regarding those who graduate and not looking for job but job to work. Just challenge the area of information, publishing. I'm very impressed by that. I see more business that goes.
Thank you.
Thank you. That now information service are changing, so it should position it to key into changing needs and times, which is already doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good one there.
Thank you.
I really know that every Imolite will be very excited about these innovations. And the government of the day, I know, does not always such great ideas. That is why we know it will fly indeed. Hello there. Please, you need to know that Imolites are listening and watching. When you call us, move away from your radio. Hello there.
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Thank you.
This is Chinedu Duru from Mbano.
You're welcome, Chinedu.
Thank you very much. I really want to appreciate Obulimba for the wonderful contributions he's making in the Imo State Polytechnic. And before then, I would want to appreciate the governor of Imo State, Onwa Oyoko, for his foresightedness in returning Obulimba as the chairman of the governing council for Imo State Polytechnic.
Thank you.
It is a material anybody can see that I think it's God's wish that he has come in to revamp the image of Imo State Polytechnic, to have students churned out as job providers than job seekers, in line with the policies of His Excellency, the Governor of Imo State.
Thank you. I take it there. Thank you. I really want to have about 4 to 4 callers here. If you have any question too, you can also ask the chairman. He's here. Obulimba Innocent Ekeh. We have you, Nzewike Okechukwu. Thank you. You're watching. Igwe Anselm Onyekachi. We thank you. Iken Anya Sodo. Obulimba, we know you. Always showing class. That's a good one.
Thank you.
Hello there. This is hello there.
This is Professor Derek.
Nando Beredi. Oh.
Very well, sir.
Oh, Prof, you're welcome. Good to hear you.
Thank you very much, Jerry. Just to be part of the discussion, and thank you for keeping more people informed. This is your program, which we started.
That's correct.
It's a very big one, and it's helping. I'm listening from outside in anywhere.
Thank you.
So I appreciate that you are doing just that for our state and keeping more people informed.
Thank you,
Well,
Prof.
let me also take the opportunity to congratulate Chief Obulimba, Honorable Obulimba. I'm not surprised that he's doing well and not feeling because I know him as a consummate hands-on ideas man.
Thank you.
Just pray that this world-class vision for our younger ones, particularly in Polytechnic, will yield the desired results. My challenge is whether all the stakeholders will agree to see this vision of self-sufficiency come to life. That means the students, the management, the union, and of course the big shoulder on the matter, which is the government of the state. I want to think that the governor, Obulimba will do the needful. My point is that the Polytechnic appropriately and adequately. And then that the public council should also look outside the funding of the state government and see where they can get funds from stakeholders to be able to do well to help out the private companies and other donor agencies. Because what they are doing is great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Professor Nande Obereri, many-time commissioner in Imo State. We know you. It's all about incumbents. We're rounding off now, but like he actually pointed out, even though he says he's confident that the government will do the needful, but do you think the government will, stand their feet to make this work?
Of course, if you know His Excellency, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, he's a man that seeks ideas. Indeed, I hear people say very freely that hope is not a business strategy. In Imo State, hope is different. The hope we have here is a type you find, which book now? The book of the Bible, 1 Corinthians 13,
Okay.
verse 13, I suppose, where hope is placed linearly with faith and love. His Excellency, distinguished Senator Hope Uzodinma, is an epitome of love and concern for the youth, the leaders of tomorrow in Imo State. And if you juxtapose hope and faith, faith is work. Faith without work is useless. Therefore, that faith that you find in hope is making him to work distinctively. And things such as this is what he needs, because he has a very soft spot, not just for education, which he has decided to put in a place of pride in Imo prosperity government, but the youth is very passionate about them. Even while he was a senator, he was already funding from his personal earnings the youths and youth-friendly programs. So I know he'll be very favorably disposed with this. And of course, this is a part of the large vision. The vision bearer is he himself. We're only co-vision bearers.
I take it there. I think we've come to the zenith of this outing, but we have to re-invite. Let me inform you that the discussion continues on our various social media platforms. Keep dropping your ideas, because the government is watching and also listening to this. Just in one sentence, in just 30 seconds, your parting words, sir.
My parting word to Imolites is that please, MBAs, private businesses, individuals should patronize our business unit. We're not asking for concession. We're saying we are the best at good price. And if you invest in us, the income we make, invariably, we go back to you to train our leaders of tomorrow.
That's correct.
In this arrangement.
Correct.
Because it's from the retained earnings and from these business units that we're going to deploy to fund the startup of this young. And I'm telling you, if we start this now as we have started it, in the next 3-4 years, before the turn of the decade, we will be talking about major players in the economy of not only Imo State, but indeed Nigeria and the world at large. Show the youths the right path to take. It will lead, teach them hard work. It will ultimately lead to prosperity. And that's what we are talking about.
Thank you. I'm afraid we have no time again, but I have seen your calls, Kennedy Chukwuma, Fidel Onyeneke, Mma Olebera, Jude Obulimba, and so many other great Imolites from across the globe. I want to thank you for joining us on this outing with the Chairman, Governing Council of Imo State Polytechnic, our own Obulimba Innocent Ekeh. Thanks for coming here.
Thank you too. Thank you, Imolites.
I have also seen other great sons of Imo who are also here. I want to thank you too for being here. I am Jerry Osuji. Shortly, we shall be taking you on landmarks on this station. Stay with us.